If you have ever come across a Goliath Bird Eater or a Hercules beetle, then you know that insects are capable of growing truly massive. But there was also another time where insects reached an incredible size, a time when they ruled the skies along with the dinosaurs. So join us as we take a closer look at some of these prehistoric winged wonders and reveal why the age of insects will never be forgotten. These winged monsters were true marvels of evolution, perfectly adapted to their environment. Their most remarkable feature, of course, was their wings. The largest of these ancient insects had wingspans reaching up to 3 feet, allowing them to soar effortlessly through the skies. In fact, insects were among the first creatures to evolve powered flight, which gave them a significant advantage over their contemporaries. As a result, they quickly dominated the Earth, filling every available niche from the smallest crevices to the highest mountain peaks. But it wasn't just their wings that made these insects so successful. They also had a highly efficient respiratory system that allowed them to extract oxygen from the air around them. This adaptation enabled them to grow larger than any other contemporary arthropod and sustain the high-energy demands of flight. Additionally, they had incredibly sophisticated sensory organs that helped them navigate and hunt with ease. With compound eyes that could see in all directions and sensitive antennae that could detect even the slightest vibration. These insects were well equipped to find food and avoid being eaten themselves. Although dragonflies are the stars of this show, it is important to note that they were far from the only impressive insects during the age of insects. While they were certainly among the most successful predators, other types of insects had evolved to fill various ecological niches. For example, there were giant cicadas whose loud, droning songs could be heard from miles away. Their exoskeletons were adorned with intricate patterns that served as camouflage against predators. There were also enormous beetles that used their powerful mandibles to crush their prey. And then there were the enigmatic orthopterans, a group that includes grasshoppers and crickets. Some species of orthopterans grew to be several feet in length, and they used their long, slender legs to leap incredible distances. These ancient insects were truly a diverse group, and their adaptations allowed them to thrive in a wide range of environments. From the lush rainforests to the arid deserts, there was an insect for every niche. It was a time when the world was truly theirs. Now let's meet the mighty insects. First up is the Meganeura, or the giant insect. This order of insects includes some of the largest known arthropods that ever lived. These insects had huge, intricately veined wings that allowed them to fly long distances in search of food. Their bodies were often brightly colored, and they were particularly abundant during the early Permian period. One of the most famous members of this group is the Meganeura, which means big-veined one. These insects had enormous lace-like wings that could reach lengths of up to 3 feet. They were fierce predators, feeding on other insects as well as small vertebrates. Their Meganeustopterons, like the Arthropods, were more herbivorous, using their long proboscis to suck plant juices. The second member of our list is the Grylloblattodea, commonly known as the camel crickets. These bizarre insects are named for their camel-like hump, which is actually a large fat deposit that helps them survive in cold environments. Despite their somewhat comical appearance, Grylloblattodons are actually quite ferocious predators. They have powerful jaws that they use to crush their prey, and they are known to cannibalize each other when food is scarce. These insects are particularly abundant in mountainous regions and are often found in caves, where they feed on bats and other cave-dwelling animals. One of the most well-known species is the Thau-massachyton, which can grow up to 8 inches in length. This makes them among the largest known hexapods, a group that includes all insects and their close relatives. Now let's talk about the Phasmatodea, or stick insects. Stick insects are famous for their ability to camouflage themselves among leaves and twigs. This adaptation helps them avoid predators, but it has also made them incredibly difficult to study in the wild. As a result, many of the fossils we have of stick insects come from amber, a fossilized tree resin in which they became trapped. One of the most notable features of stick insects is their extremely long legs, which allow them to move through the undergrowth without being detected. Some species even have prehensile tails that they use to grip branches and leaves. One of the most famous members of this group is the Phobactis chani, which can grow up to 13 inches in length. These insects are native to the island of Socotra, and they are so well camouflaged that they are often mistaken for pieces of bark. The Blattidia or cockroaches are a diverse group of insects that are found all over the world. They are known for their flat, oval-shaped bodies and their long, slender antennae. Cockroaches are typically nocturnal, and they are often found in dark, damp places, such as sewers and basements. They are omnivorous, and they will eat almost anything, which has made them both feared and reviled by humans. Despite their reputation as pests, cockroaches are actually quite beneficial to the ecosystem. As they are known to break down organic matter and recycle nutrients back into the soil, one of the most well-known members of this group is the Titanicra, which can grow up to 16 inches in length. These insects are native to South America, and they are known for their gigantic jaws, which they use to devour vegetation. The Maiasaura are a small group of insects that are closely related to the cockroaches. They are known for their oval-shaped bodies and their long, slender legs. Mayflies are typically found near water, and they are often seen swarming in large numbers during the summer months. Mayflies are known for their short lifespans, which can be as little as a few hours. Despite their brevity, mayflies play an important role in the ecosystem, as they are a food source for many aquatic animals. One of the most well-known members of this group is the Hexagenia limbata, which can grow up to 20 inches in length. These insects are found in North America, and they are known for their large flat wings, which they use to glide over the surface of the water. Finally, we come to the Mantidae, or praying mantises. Praying mantises are known for their triangular heads and their large, compound eyes. They are typically found in warm climates, and they are often seen perched on leaves waiting to ambush their prey. Mantises are carnivorous, and they are known for their lightning-fast reflexes, which they use to capture their prey. One of the most well-known members of this group is the Pseudomugaris, which can grow up to 3 feet in length. These insects are native to Southeast Asia, and they are known for their vibrant colors, which they use to attract mates. Life during the age of insects was a delicate dance between predator and prey. Take the Meganeura, for example. With their enormous size and fierce predatory instincts, they were the apex predators of their time. They ruled the skies with an iron claw, preying on anything that dared to cross their path. Yet they too had their enemies. Entered the Eurypterids, also known as sea scorpions. These marine arthropods were equally massive and just as formidable. With their large claws and segmented bodies, they were perfectly adapted for catching and crushing their prey. The battles between these two titans must have been epic. Can you imagine the sight of a giant insect versus a sea scorpion in the murky waters of a prehistoric lake? Who would win such a fight? We can only speculate. Then there were the insects that relied on stealth and speed to survive. Take the stick insects, for example. Their ability to camouflage themselves against leaves and twigs made them incredibly difficult for predators to spot. They essentially became part of the foliage, blending in seamlessly. But even these masters of disguise had their match. There were birds that developed keen eyesight, allowing them to spot the stick insects' subtle outlines against the trees. It was an evolutionary arms race, with each species developing new ways to outsmart its prey and evade its predators. Life was a constant struggle for survival. Yet despite the danger that lurked around every corner, there was also beauty in this prehistoric world. The delicate balance between predator and prey created a tapestry of life that was both awe-inspiring and heartbreaking. The very existence of these creatures depended on the intricate web of interactions that connected them to every other living thing. When one species thrived, others suffered. When one went extinct, its disappearance sent ripples throughout the ecosystem. It was a world where every creature played an essential role. As we continue to explore the ancient world, we are constantly reminded of the fragility of life and the interconnectedness of all living things. The age of insects may have ended, but their legacy lives on in the fossils that tell their story. Each one a silent witness to a time when insects ruled the earth. So the next time you see an insect, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, remember that it is part of a grand legacy that stretches back millions of years. The insects of the past may have been giants, but it is their descendants that truly dominate today.